It was a dark and gloomy night. The wind was howling wildly, and the trees swayed gently outside the town. An old, abandoned monastery silently reached towards the sky. The townspeople had given it the name Hell Monastery, and according to legends, strange and terrifying events took place within its walls one night. A brave group of young people decided to explore the monastery. Among them were Mark, Sarah, and Jake. They were armed with flashlights and courage. As they approached the monastery's door, they heard a scream. A chilling scream echoed from inside, making them shudder, but they continued on their journey. Inside the monastery, an eerie silence prevailed. They moved forward through the corridors, lighting their way with flashlights. Suddenly, they heard a high-pitched laughter in the distance. The laughter was getting closer. They turned around and were horrified by what they saw. Before them stood a woman, frozen in fear. She was dressed in black and had bloodstains on her face. She held a large, bloody saw in her hands. In that moment, they realized that this woman was the witch nun, with a cruel smile on her face. She raised the saw and approached. The young people tried to retreat, but their path was blocked, while the witch nun's screams echoed off the monastery walls. She began to swing the saw. In the midst of endless terror, Dr. Miller, a hospital doctor, arrived at the scene to help the young people. However, they all disappeared in the dark corridors of the monastery and were never seen again. Since that day, the legend of Hell Monastery became even more horrifying. No one dared to approach it, and the ghost of the witch nun continued to haunt the dreams of the less courageous. Dr. Miller, a hospital doctor, stepped into the monastery to rescue the young people and unravel this terrifying mystery. He cast the trembling beam of his flashlight down the corridors and proceeded toward the source of the screams. As he walked through the dark and silent hallways, he pondered the gruesome secrets of the monastery's past. Suddenly, a shadow loomed ahead. Dr. Miller quickly turned around and came face to face with the horrifying visage of the witch nun. As the woman swung the saw in her hand, Dr. Miller had to make a split-second decision. He swiftly opened a nearby door and stepped inside, leaving the witch nun's shadow behind. However, as the door closed, Dr. Miller realized he had been transported to a place he had never seen before. This was a hidden and forgotten section of the monastery. The walls were adorned with strange symbols and inscriptions. While trying to decipher the meaning of these symbols and writings, Dr. Miller noticed another door in front of him. Behind that door, he discovered an ancient book containing clues about the true history of the monastery. The book contained ancient texts that shed light on the identity of the witch nun and the cursed history of the monastery. This book was about to reveal the chilling past of the monastery. Dr. Miller carefully examined the book and suddenly stumbled upon a spine-chilling truth. The witch nun was, in fact, the ghost of Agatha, a patient once treated within this monastery. Her story explained the dark history of the monastery and the malevolent energies lurking within. Now, it became Dr. Miller's duty to put an end to this curse and find a way to bring peace to Agatha's restless spirit. However, this mission would bring even more fear and mystery along with it. Dr. Miller delved deeper into the monastery's forgotten archives, piecing together the tale of Agatha's tragic fate. Agatha had been a patient in the monastery's former mental health ward, which operated in secrecy during the 19th century. The asylum was known for its cruel practice,